Urban Monk TV. Okay, so channel update. Well, Cafe Racer update. There's obviously I'm riding it, but there's a bunch to do yet. Why don't I get the bike back inside and I'll talk it over. One of the first things I need to do, I've already done, and that's send in my registration for the state of California. California has a neat thing that they do. Well, it depends on how you want to look at it. One of the not so neat things that California will do, but they're not the only state, is charge you back fees for years that you did not have the bike registered once you've registered it in the state. So like my friend who lives in North Carolina, Rodney, who did the seat from Allison Sales and Canvas, he if he had a bike registered in North Carolina, then didn't register it for a couple of years and came back in the third year to register it, he would owe for that third year plus the previous two, he'd have to pay the backward looking fees. California offers what they call non-op status, where for a nominal fee of like $20, I put this thing on non-operation status, and 20 bucks carries you for, God, a year or two, can't remember, and you don't have to have it insured through that time. You obviously cannot ride it on the street, but and then when you decide to ride it again, you pay the fee for, you know, in this case, year 4, and I'm not paying for years 3, 2, and 1 that it was not registered. So that's a pretty cool thing that California does. If you think it's okay that they charge back fees in the first place, you know, perspective. So then the other things I got to do are put the license plate on, and I don't have a license plate mount bracket right now. So a couple of options, maybe 3 options of where that could go, and I think I've settled in on where I want to put it. Maybe not my ideal location, but a compromise between ideal and the resources I have, and I'll probably just do an episode of fabricating a license plate bracket and mounting that. So that's coming up. The other thing I need to do obviously is put the seat on, and I love the seat the way it came out. Given that I'm a real novice with working with fiberglass, I think it came out pretty darn good given me. But the mounting for it, once we put the upholstery on the seat and that inside seat pan that upholstery is stapled to, all of that made the mounting a little clumsy, let's say, and I need to kind of rework how that's mounted. So that's something I have to do. And the brake caliper, the front brake caliper is leaking just the slightest amount of fluid where the brake line meets the caliper and that union, and you know, a couple drops of brake fluid on that paint has got it peeling the paint back. So that's got to come off, and I've got to repaint that and get a better seal on that union. And what else? And then just kind of a general tune-up. I've been riding it up and down the street, and I am finding, you know, like I'll hold it at, say, 1/4 throttle in second gear, run it that way all the way up my street, and then kill the engine and coast up into my driveway. and then pull the spark plugs. And at a quarter throttle anyways, which is all I've really been able to test, when I look at those spark plugs, it's clear to me that I'm running a little bit rich. My plugs are a little black and have some carbon on them, so that's rich mixture. That's not the worst thing in the world, because obviously the flip side of that is to be too lean, and if you're too lean you'll run real hot and you can melt a hole in your piston like I did with number 4, which started this whole project. And so I'd rather be on the rich side right now than on the lean side. I'll go ahead and ride it rich, but I'm not getting, you know, perfect performance then either if I'm too rich. I got to put the Kickstarter back on and repolish the aluminum on the engine. Those aluminum parts that I polished over 2 years ago, just sitting here in oxygen in the garage, they've gone a little cloudy, so I'd like to go back to the mirror-like finish that I had there. And that is about it. I am trying to register this for an upcoming custom motorcycle show here in the Los Angeles area that comes in early May, and I'm just waiting for the registration process for that to open up. More on that, stay tuned. And then I have got a bunch of stuff I got to do on my V-Strom because I've been ignoring maintenance on that. Not to the point of where it's a problem for either the longevity of the bike or safety, but I'm getting to the point where I cannot put off some things too much longer, and I'm aware of that. So I got work to do there too. Much of it's something that I've already done videos on, so I may not be videotaping that work, and you know, there's that. So V-Strom stuff coming up. Cafe Racer is nearly finished, and then I want to do an episode. I have come up with a name for this project, and there's kind of a special announcement coming on that, and just stay tuned for more information on the name and what that means for this motorcycle. That's it. Hey, if you guys like what I'm doing, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to become an urban monk. Thanks for watching.